University Challenge. Asking the questions, Jeremy Paxman.
Hello. The two teams playing tonight have won their first and second round matches and one of their quarterfinals. But they've both lost a quarterfinal as well. So whichever of them wins tonight will join Corpus Christi College, Cambridge and Imperial College London in the semi-finals, while the losers can, and perhaps should, remind themselves that, well, it was only a quiz. Now, the team from Wolfson College, Oxford, seem to have developed a penchant for tie-break victories. The first of them was against Sheffield University in round one, which they followed by trouncing the reigning champions Edinburgh University in round two. In their first quarter-final, they lost to Corpus Christi College, Cambridge, but won their second match at this stage on another tie-break question when they played the University of Manchester. 670 is their total so far from 4 matches, with an average age of 31. Let's meet them again.
Hi, I'm Mike Perrin, and after 30 years in Japan, I'm writing a DPhil in Japanese maritime archaeology at the Oxford Centre for Maritime Archaeology.
Hi, I'm Mary Capel. I'm from Victoria, Canada, and I'm studying art history.
And this is their captain.
Hi, I'm Claire Jones. I'm from Houston, Texas, and I'm studying for a master's in history.
Hi, I'm Ryan Walker. I'm from Stone in Staffordshire, and I'm reading for a DPhil in clinical medicine.
Now, the team from Durham University lost their first round match against Trinity College, Cambridge, but won their losers' playoff against York University. They beat Southampton in the second round and Jesus College, Oxford in their first quarter-final, but lost to Imperial College London on their last appearance, with an accumulated score of 940 from 5 appearances and with an average age of 20. Let's meet the Durham team again.
Hello, I'm Charles from Sutton in Surrey, and I study philosophy.
Hi, my name's William. I'm from Cooper Stephen in Cumbria, and I'm studying biosciences.
This is their captain.
Hi, I'm Joe. I'm from London, and I'm studying chemistry.
Hi, I'm Arthur. I'm from Manchester. I'm studying French and German.
Right, you all know the rules, so let's get on with it. Fingers on the buzzers, here's your first starter for 10. A plaque in Gower Street in Bloomsbury marks the foundation in 1848 of which brotherhood or movement inspired...
Durham Raffle.
The Pre-Raphaelite Brotherhood.
Correct. So the first set of bonuses, Durham, are on 14th century texts and their modern translations. I'll kneel, bare my neck and take the first knock. So who has the gall, the gumption, the guts? Spoken by a title character, these lines appear in Simon Armitage's translation of which narrative poem?
So like Piers Plowman, is it? Oh,
13th century, you said the 14th century?
The 14th to 1300s. That's the only one I can think of.
Yeah, I'm in Chaucer.
Piers Plowman.
Piers Plowman. Piers Plowman?
No, it's Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. Oh. One summer time when the sun was mild, I dressed myself in sheepskin clothing, the habit of a hermit of unholy life. These words open a modern translation of which medieval text?
I mean, is it not? Could it be Inferno? Is that too early?
It's 1300, so it could be done.
Could be so.
I'm just thinking.
I don't think anything true. I can't think of anything like that.
Oh, Dante.
Dante's Inferno.
Go for it.
Dante's Inferno.
No, that was Piers Plowman. And finally, Peter Ackroyd's retelling of which medieval text begins, when the soft, sweet showers of April reach the roots of all things.
That might be Dante's Inferno. Peter Ackroyd. I don't know. I've never read of these, but...
No, I don't know.
It's not so much Chaucer to me.
Do you think it's
like Canterbury Tales?
I don't think it's the Canterbury Tales, but... Canterbury Tales?
It is from the prologue of the Canterbury Tales. Well done. 10 points for this. Writing in Europe a history, which present-day country did the historian Norman Davis describe as the land through which the greatest number of European peoples approached their eventual homeland? Its modern Slavonic name means on the edge.
Durham Tams.
Ukraine.
Ukraine is correct, yes. You get a set of bonuses on ferromagnetism, Durham. Ferromagnetic elements remain magnetised when an external field is removed. These include some lanthanides, and which 3 consecutive members of the 3D block, and I need all 3.
Iron, cobalt, nickel.
Correct. The Weiss theory of ferromagnetism says that materials can be divided into regions, each acting like an individual magnet. How are these small regions usually known?
Aren't they dipoles?
Yeah, they are dipoles. I'm trying to think of another word for them. Magnetic regions. I think dipoles is probably the best thing.
Just guess that.
Dipoles?
No, they're magnetic domains, usually. Born in 1859, which French Nobel laureate gives his name to the temperature at which a ferromagnetic substance loses its ferromagnetism?
It's either Néel or Curie. I think it might be Pierre Curie.
Yeah.
Something to do with Pierre Curie?
Correct. 10 points for this. Answer as soon as your name is called. What number results from adding the Mohs scale value for corundum to the atomic number of lithium, then multiplying the total by the number of faces on an icosahedron?
Durham Cooper.
144?
Anyone like to buzz from Wolfson?
Wolfson Walker.
220?
No, it's 240, but well done for trying to work it out. Another starter question, then. Sometimes known as the Shining Prince, who is the title figure of the 11th century Japanese work that has been described as the world's first...
Durham Raffle.
Genji?
Genji is correct, yes. 3 questions on Queen's Consort for you, Durham, for your bonuses. Who, at the age of 15, left France for the Stuart court and at the first cross-confessional marriage of a Protestant king of England to a Catholic princess?
Henrietta Maria.
What year was it?
I don't think he said he said it was Protestant and Catholic. So it's got, yeah, I think it must be Henrietta Maria. Yeah. Henrietta Maria.
Henrietta Maria?
Correct. Catherine of Braganza was forced to receive one of Charles II's mistresses at court, namely the Countess of Castlemaine, later Duchess of Cleveland. How is she better known?
Nell Gwyn?
No, I don't think so. Is it? Not Teresa Villiers.
If we haven't got an answer, we can go for Nell Gwyn.
I can't think. Yeah, my mind's gone blank.
Nell Gwyn?
Nell Gwyn? No, it's Barbara Villas. After an Italian city, how is the second wife of James II usually known?
Mary of Modena.
Mary of Modena.
Correct. We're going to take a picture round. For your picture starter, you'll see a simplified diagram of a metabolic pathway which takes place in the human body. For 10 points, I need the name of the specific compound highlighted in red.
Durham Cooper.
Glucose?
Glucose is correct. Right, Durham, you get a set of bonuses now on more simplified representations of human metabolic pathways. Each of them is commonly named after a particular chemical compound, which is highlighted in red. In each case, I need the name by which the highlighted compound is most commonly known. Firstly, this is the ionic form of which acid?
Is that citric acid?
Yeah. I think so.
Is it citric acid pathway?
Citric acid?
Correct. Secondly, which compound is this?
Oh, God. I mean, I don't know what it's called.
No.
I mean, diamino.
Toluene, is it something like that? No.
Diamino. Oh, God. Diaminomethone?
No, it's urea. And finally, this is the ionic form of which acid?
Oh, God.
Is that not carbon?
No, it's not carboxylic. It's
NAD.
well, I never do these. I should know.
Lactic acid, is it?
Yeah, why not? Lactic acid.
Correct. 10 points for this. From the Latin for to rub, what name is given to consonant sounds formed by forcing...
Wolfson Jones.
Fricative?
Fricative is correct, yes. Right, your first set of bonuses, Wolfson, are on the German mathematician David Hilbert. How many outstanding problems in mathematics appeared on a list published in 1900 by David Hilbert? The number in question is the smallest odd prime that is not a twin prime.
Smallest odd prime. So odd primes are, what's that, 7?
Yeah, it's not a twin prime. Yeah?
Yeah. 7?
No, it's 23. Hilbert's eighth problem concerns the Goldbach conjecture and which hypothesis on the distribution of prime numbers, named after another German mathematician.
Like Leibniz. Could be Poincaré. I'm not sure. Poincaré's conjecture.
No, it was the Riemann hypothesis. And finally, Hilbert's 10th problem concerns what class of polynomial equation, named after an ancient Greek mathematician. An example is x squared minus y squared equals z cubed, where x, y, and z are integers.
Well, could this be like a Euclidean problem or something
possibly.
like that?
I don't know.
A Euclidean equation?
No, they're Diophantine equations. Right, 10 points for this. Answer promptly, naming the two elements in the periodic table with symbols that contain the letter V for Victor. One is a metal named after...
Wolfson Walker.
Vanadium and livermorium.
Correct. Wolfson, these bonuses are on pairs of countries whose short English names end in the same two letters. For example, France and Greece, both of which end in CE, of course. In each case, give both countries from the descriptions. None of the answers end with the letter A. Firstly, two countries on the Pacific coast of Latin America both have the US dollar as their sole currency.
So, Belize. No, that's not
No.
Pacific. Salvador.
Don't finish an A.
Ecuador and El Salvador?
Peru, Chile.
I think. I know. I just don't know what else it might be.
But Latin America, that
Yeah.
still be.
We can.
It can't be Venice.
We can say it. Ecuador and El Salvador.
Correct.
Okay.
Secondly, a country in the Northwest Pacific that includes the island of Coror and the former Portuguese territory bordered by Senegal.
That's Guinea-Bissau and
And
Palau. Is that right?
possibly, is it?
Or-
No.
No.
No, it can't be.
No.
it was RU.
Yeah. Are
Micronesia.
you? I don't think so. Anything.
No.
Is it AU? Okay.
Go for it.
Guinea-Bissau and Palau.
Correct. And finally, the largest country of the Scandinavian Peninsula and the second largest country of the Arabian Peninsula.
So Sweden and Yemen.
Yeah.
Sweden and Yemen.
Correct. 10 points for this. The fates of the individuals in which specific historical grouping were, in chronological order, killed in Syria, killed in Egypt, and killed in Italy, the last of these in 44 BC.
Durham Thames.
Dictators of Rome.
No, anyone like to buzz from Wolfson?
Wolfson Jones.
Members of the First Triumvirate.
Correct. You get 3 bonuses on recluses in literature. Firstly, for 5, telling the story of Mericat Blackwood and her agoraphobic sister Constance, who've become isolated after a family tragedy. We Have Always Lived in the Castle is a 1962 novel by which US author?
I don't really know.
Yeah.
1962. No, we don't know.
That's Shirley Jackson. Secondly, which short story of 1839 concerns the decline of the twins Roderick and Madeline in the morbid atmosphere of their family home, which neither feels able to leave?
A story of 1839. It's not like. Could be. But what would that be, though?
I know, yeah.
I don't really know. The Mask of the Red Death.
No, it's The Fall of the House of Usher by Edgar Allan Poe, of course. Inside the house lived a malevolent phantom. People said he existed, but Jem and I had never seen him. These words refer to which reclusive character in a novel of 1960?
Boo Radley.
Boo Radley is correct. 10 points for this. What term describes the motion of the moon that allows us to see about 59% of its surface from Earth? The term in question comes from the Latin for scales or balance.
Durham Bland.
Libration.
Libration is correct. You get 3 bonuses on Helen Taussig, the US founder of pediatric cardiology. Firstly, Taussig researched an infant syndrome known by what term, referring to the skin colour resulting from the reduced circulation of oxygenated blood in the body?
Blue baby syndrome?
Correct. Secondly, to treat a cause of blue baby syndrome, Taussig co-developed a technique to join the pulmonary artery to a systemic artery, a technique known by what 5-letter term?
Is it a graft?
Yeah, of that.
A graft?
No, it's a shunt. Taussig developed the shunt in collaboration with her colleagues Alfred Blalock and Vivian Thomas at which hospital in Baltimore, Maryland, founded by the bequest of a US philanthropist and abolitionist?
Yeah, go for that one.
Johns Hopkins?
Correct. Right, we're going to take a music round now. Your music starter is a piece of classical music. It's an orchestral arrangement of a suite by which British composer?
Durham Raffle.
Vaughan Williams.
Vaughan Williams is correct, yes? You heard the orchestration of Vaughan Williams's English folk song suite based on traditional folk melodies. Your bonuses are 3 more classical works which were directly inspired by British folk music. In each case, I need you to name the composer. Firstly, the German composer of this work.
He worked a lot in
I can't think of any.
Haydn. Okay.
Beethoven?
Now, that's by Brooke, his Scottish fantasy. Secondly, the British composer of this work.
The British composer before. It's not like Elgar or something, is it? Vaughan Williams, maybe? We have Vaughan Williams again. Elgar or Britain. John, Elgar or Britain.
Elgar?
No, that's Holst, St Paul's Suite. And finally, the German composer of this work.
What is it? I don't know.
We're so bad.
Yeah, they're not musicians.
Handel or Beethoven?
Beethoven?
No, that's by Mendelssohn. Right, 10 points for this. Published posthumously in 1941. Which unfinished novel has as its protagonist the film studio executive Munro Starr?
Durham Raffle.
The Last Tycoon.
Correct. Right, Durham, these bonuses are on Central Asia. Talas is an oblast or region of which country? It borders Kazakhstan to the north and a narrow finger of Uzbekistan to the southwest.
Kyrgyzstan, isn't it? Yeah.
That's got oblast too, isn't it?
I think so. It used to be Russian.
Kyrgyzstan?
Kyrgyzstan is correct. A military defeat at the river Talas in 751 was a setback for Chinese expansion in Central Asia. Name the Islamic Caliphate and the Chinese dynasty whose forces were involved.
Okay, what was the year? What was the year? I don't know. We really should pay attention, shouldn't we?
758.
It's probably going to be
That's probably Tang.
What
Probably Tang
was
and
it?
Umayyad.
Umayyad of what was the other one? I've just
Umayyad,
literally
just Tang. Should we go for it?
Umayyad, yeah.
Umayyad and Tang.
No, it's the Abbasid and the Tang. Knowledge of what manufactured product is believed to have reached the Arab world through Chinese prisoners taken at Talas. Its invention is traditionally attributed to the Han Dynasty court eunuch Tsai Lun.
Gunpowder. I think
it
it's
must be
gunpowder.
gunpowder.
Yeah.
He said, yeah.
Gunpowder.
No, it's paper. 10 points for this. Roger Schutz-Marsausch, also known as Brother Roger, was the founder in 1940 of which ecumenical community, named after the French village in which it's based? It's Thésée. 10 points for this. Give your answers promptly, naming 2 of the 3 colours of the rainbow that take their names from plants.
Durham Cooper.
Orange and indigo?
Correct, yes. The other one is violet, of course. Right, you get a set of bonuses now on wildlife. Native to Australia and New Guinea, the egg-laying echidna is known by what two-word common name after its appearance and the invertebrates on which it feeds?
It's spiny anteater. Yeah.
Spiny anteater.
That is correct. Along with other species of tenrec, the greater hedgehog tenrec is endemic to what large island?
Tenrec. Okay, it's either Hispaniola or Madagascar. Go Madagascar.
Madagascar.
Madagascar is correct. What name refers to an order of predatory arachnids and is given to a family of mainly marine fish characterised by their venomous dorsal spines?
Scorpion.
Scorpionfish, yeah.
Thing.
Yeah, the
Scorpion
scorpionfish is a,
Yeah.
Scorpion. Fish.
Scorpionfish is correct, yes. Right, we're going to take another picture round now. For your picture starter, you're going to see 3 politicians who concurrently held 3 of the UK's 4 great offices of state. I need you to name the person who held the 4th office at the time when the people you see held the other 3.
Durham Cooper.
John Major.
Anyone like to buzz from Wolfson?
Wolfson Walker.
William Hague.
No, it was Michael Howard. So the rest of the picture bonuses are coming up shortly. But in the meantime, here's a starter question. The birthplace of Thomas Mann, which seaport to the east of Hamburg in the state...
Wolfson Perrin.
Hanover.
No, I'm afraid you lose 5 points. In the state of Schleswig-Holstein was one of the chief cities of the Hanseatic
Durham
League in the Middle Ages.
Kiel?
No, it was Lübeck. Right, we're going to get on with another starter question now. Who wrote the 1827 work with the title Observations on the Visiting Superintendents and Government of Female Prisoners, based in part on her experience working at Newgate?
Darren Tams.
Elizabeth Fry?
Correct.
Yeah.
So you'll be pleased to hear you get the picture bonuses on sets of concurrent holders of the great offices of state. Again, I want you to name the person who held the remaining office at the same time as the other 3. Firstly?
Tony Blair, Gordon Brown. Foreign Secretary. Oh, that would be Jack Straw, wouldn't it?
Jack Straw.
I
Yeah,
think.
probably. I think so.
Unless the Home Secretary's Jack Straw.
I don't recognise him, to be honest.
No, that isn't.
Is that Jack Straw?
Oh,
So then Peter-
David Miliband, maybe? He was Foreign Secretary, I think, at some point.
Yeah, he was about... David Miliband?
Doesn't last long, does it, political fame? No, it was Robin Cook. Secondly?
Okay, Thatcher. Oh, didn't... It must have... No, it could have been Lawson. How many chances did she go through, though? Yeah, I guess Lawson, then.
Lawson?
No, that was Geoffrey Howe. And finally?
I don't recognise any of these people.
Oh, no, hold on. That's Jim Callaghan. So, Harold Wilson.
Harold Wilson.
Harold Wilson, well done. Prime Minister, no less. Right, 10 points for this. Born in Vienna in 1883, which composer wrote the works known as the 6 Pieces and the 5 Canons? Much of its output is characterised by its extremely brief duration.
Wolfson Perrin.
Richard Strauss.
No? Anyone want to buzz from Durham?
Durham Raffle.
Webern.
Webern is correct, yes. These bonuses are on aviation history. In June 1919, which British duo made the first non-stop transatlantic flight?
Alcock and Brown.
Correct. Which Warwickshire-born engineer obtained a patent for a turbojet engine in 1930 and tested his first jet engine on the ground 7 years later?
Rolls or Royce is one of them.
I don't think Rolls is an engineer, though. So, I guess Royce, yeah.
Royce?
No, it was Sir Frank Whittle. And finally, made by the de Havilland Company, what was the world's first commercial jet aircraft?
No,
I don't think so.
I mean, jet aircraft, though.
Jet aircraft, de Havilland. I recognise the name, but... No.
Pass.
Was the Comet. 10 points for this. Johnston's organs are located in which sensory structures prominent in many insect species?
Darren Tams.
Antennae?
Correct. You get a set of bonuses on ferry ports in Scotland, Durham. The islands of Sanday and Stronsay may be reached by ferry from which town? Its Romanesque cathedral is the most northerly in the UK.
Oban is a ferry port. That's for Fort William, is it? But I don't know if there's a cathedral
Oban.
there.
Wick, maybe? I don't know if that's got a
Very
cathedral.
far north.
So there's
It could be
Thursday,
Wick, but
Wick.
where are the islands at? Do you recognise them?
No idea.
Wick.
No, it's north of there. It's Kirkwall. The Roman Catholic Cathedral of St. Columba stands on the waterfront of which port? The terminus of ferries from Col, Tyree, Lismore and Castle Bay on Barra.
So this is Barra's like Outer Hebrides. What's the town? Stornoway.
Stornoway, yeah, go for that.
Stornoway.
No, it's Oban. Which port on the island of Lewis is the departure point of ferries to Ullapool?
That's got to be
Stornoway.
Yeah, that's got to be Stornoway.
Stornoway.
That is Stornoway, yes. 10 points for this. Answer promptly, naming 2 of the 3 Irish counties which, in addition to Leitrim and Louth, border Northern Ireland.
Durham Raffle.
Cavan and Monaghan.
Correct. The other one's Donegal. These bonuses are on operas of the 1980s. First performed in full in London in 1984, which one-act opera was the first major collaboration between Oliver Newson and the children's author Maurice Sendak?
Does anyone have a clue?
That
You
means
did
nothing to me.
Where the Wild Things Are. So
Yeah,
that's the only
maybe.
thing I know.
Oh, yeah.
Where the Wild Things Are?
Correct. Jan Tan Tetherer and the major work The Mask of Orpheus are operas completed in the 1980s by which English composer born in Lancashire in 1934?
1934 Lancashire.
Lancashire.
Lloyd Webber.
I don't know any Lancashire composers.
I don't know.
I don't think
He's
he's
like
Lancashire.
I can't even guess. I mean, we just don't
No.
know, do we?
I mean, it's not Lloyd Webber then.
I don't think he's from Lancashire, no.
Pass.
It's Harrison Birtwistle. Nigel Osborne's 1987 opera, The Electrification of the Soviet Union, is based on the works Spektorsky and The Last Summer by which writer who died in 1960?
Yeah, I assume it's Russian.
And at the gong, Wolfson College, Oxford have 45, Durham University have 205. It was passing out, of course. Well, I'm afraid that's it, Wolfson. Thank you very much for joining us. You were great fun, but you never really got going in that game at all, unfortunately, unlike some of your previous appearances. So thank you for joining us. Durham, we shall look forward to seeing you in one of the semi-finals. Congratulations to you. I hope you can join us next time for the last quarter-final match. But until then, it's goodbye from Wolfson College, Oxford.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
It's goodbye from Durham University.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.